What's going on, guys? My name is Matt Omega, and welcome back to Let's Play Jak 2. In the last episode, we knocked out the post-game cleanup by collecting the remainder of the Precursor Orbs, and this time, I said that Hero Mode and Debug Mode were going to be the main attractions, but first, let's check out some of the other secrets we have unlocked, now accessible via the main menu. First up is the scrapbook, which is pretty self-explanatory. It contains a bunch of concept art of characters and location, and then even some final 3D renders. Next is the Scene Player. As I mentioned when we started unlocking it, here you can re-watch any of the game's cutscenes. The Scene Players are separated into 3 acts, containing about a third of the game's cutscenes each. We'll get to Hero Mode in a sec, so next let's go over the level select. Also pretty self-explanatory. It allows you to jump to any mission in the game. Whichever mission you choose, you'll begin with whatever equipment you would have had at that point in the game, with no Precursor Orbs or Metalhead Skull Gems. Alright, that'll do it for the secrets for now. Now, let's jump into Hero Mode. As I briefly mentioned, Hero Mode is essentially a hard mode / New Game Plus. You can start the game again from the very beginning with a harder difficulty and a few perks while retaining some of your equipment. In this case, your guns. All 4 guns are available right from the get-go, which makes it both cool and kinda surreal to protect Sig as he charges the Peacemaker with your own Peacemaker. Supposedly you're supposed to retain your Darkjack powers as well, but that didn't happen for me. What makes this mode more difficult is primarily the fact that enemies now take more damage, expect 1.5 to 2 times more. But while this is supposed to be the game's hard mode, I personally like to refer to it as God mode. As you start the game with a full arsenal, the added defense of enemies isn't that much of a problem, but what really turns this into God mode is the fact that the secrets menu has been rearranged, allowing the cheat secrets, infinite ammo, infinite darkjack, and invulnerability, to be accessed very early on, costing only 20, 25, and 30 Precursor Orbs respectively. All it takes is to retrade our stats for a few orbs, and bam, you're unstoppable. Oh, also, as we're already in Hero Mode, the reward for 200 orbs is now the Mega Scrapbook. Obtaining your Darkjack powers is much easier as well. Another perk of Hero Mode is that metalheads you've killed and collected Skull Gems from will respawn with more Skull Gems, effectively making them an infinite resource. Now all you need to do is visit the Mountain Temple, get to the section where the small hopping metalheads infinitely respawn, and grind out the 525 Skull Gems needed to get all your powers. Speaking of which, we actually weren't far off from getting all of them in the playthrough proper, as the final Dark Power only costs 100 gems as opposed to the 200 required for the Dark Blast and Invincibility.
The forces of evil are converging. Only by destroying their leader will we ever know true peace. All will be made clear to you as the ending gives birth to the beginning in the great circle of time. The last Dark Power is yours.
Dark Giants, where you grow 3 times your size, are capable of jumping much higher, and do a fuckload more damage. You also trigger a major alert if you unleash it in the city, so the guards will crack down on you with everything they've got, but who cares? You're invincible. But God mode isn't entirely foolproof. Destroy ship at drill platform. Already one of the hardest missions in the game via sudden difficulty spike, but now, with enemies now taking more damage to kill, it won't matter how good you got at this mission in the regular playthrough. You will get swarmed, and the invulnerability secret doesn't apply to the turret. This mission in hero mode is the most notoriously difficult mission in the game, and a common point where players get stuck. It took me 2 hours to complete this mission for the first time, and it didn't matter how good of a shot I was or how well I memorized the waves that would spawn. Winning meant praying to RNGesus that some of them took a while to start shooting or just missed outright. It was a game of luck. And it is at this point where I stop caring and dare to transcend God mode, for it is time for debug mode to be unleashed. Just like in Jak 1, debug mode can be activated via a particular string of button inputs and gives you access to a bunch of developer shortcuts that they were used for testing. The button combination is the exact same as in Jak 1 and is split into 2 halves, which you can input one at a time or try to knock out the whole thing in one go. The first half of the button combo is, while holding down L3, up, up, down, down, left, right, X, X, square, circle, square, circle. Inputting the code correctly will cause a sound effect to play and give you access to very limited debug features. The second half is essentially just the first in reverse. While holding L3, circle, square, X, X, right, left, down, down, up, up. When you hear the sound effect again, debug mode is completely active, instantly giving us the means to skip the first portion of this god-awful mission. Pressing all 4 shoulder buttons at once will have you enter free camera mode, unloading Jak and allowing you to fly around wherever you please. Pressing them all again will exit free camera mode, but it is a little finicky. If you don't pause the game with select before entering free camera mode, exiting it can cause some weird stuff to happen. This can be remedied by restarting the mission or by pausing, entering free camera mode, and then exiting again. Pressing L2 and R2 simultaneously will also make Jak enter flight mode, allowing you to fly around wherever just without unloading Jak. R2 makes you ascend, L2 makes you descend, and jumping exits flight mode. You can't enter flight mode as Daxter or while piloting the Titan suit, but holding L2 and R2 will make them ascend. Holding L2 and R1 while on the pause menu will give you the developer menu, allowing you instant access to the level select and scene players. Holding R2 while taking damage will restore health. Keeping it held while succumbing to instant death hazards restores health as well, allowing you to traverse them. Holding up and left and pressing select will reset the game. Doing this while in free camera mode will reset the current game state. L1 and R1 can be used to mess with the speed of cutscenes, and pressing X will reset them to their original speed. R1 can also be used to instantly win certain minigames, while L1 will make you instantly lose them.
You got enough points! Congratulations! Ooh, so close! Not.
Pressing R2 while the game is paused with select will advance the game by 1 frame, allowing you to check out certain animations frame by frame if you wish. Plugging in a second controller also does some things, although they're mostly to do with debug text. Different debug text can be toggled by pressing triangle, holding R3, pressing square or circle while holding L3, and pressing R1 while holding L3 during cutscenes. And finally, pressing X while holding L3 on the second controller will give you 1000 skull gems, 1000 precursor orbs, all guns, and the jet board, as well as filling ammo and dark eco. Way to take the challenge out of trophy hunting, huh? And that's everything. To close this off, I'll be ending the video while showcasing our final secret, the Mega Scrapbook. So with all that being said, I guess it's time to move on to the next project. Pokemon Crystal will be retaining its weekend only slot due to how big those videos are, and I'm hoping to get something ready for the weekday slot within the next few months. I really hope you guys enjoyed the ride and look forward to when I eventually return to the world of Jak and Daxter once again for Jak 3. But that's a ways away. In any case, once again, thank you all so much for watching. And until next time, my name is Matt Omega, and I'll see you guys later.